Have you ever felt like your environment shaped your struggles before even you knew they were struggles? That's where Fernanda's story began. And I'm pretty sure she's not the only one. I'm your host, Sandro. This is the 20-Minute Fit Mom, where we talk about high-intensity training, flexible diet, and the most time-efficient way of lose weight, tone up for busy moms. And the weight issue sometimes start before pregnancy, and they amplify the issue after. So you didn't gain a lot of weight or it became a problem because of the pregnancy, but intensified what it was there before. And tell us about your experience.
So, hi guys, I'm Nanda. I'm here today just to tell you how everything started. And like Sandro said, I'm pretty much sure that I'm not the first one and I'm not going to be the last. Since I would say my first years, 5-6 years. My mom, she breastfed me till I was 4 years and a half. So she didn't had this idea of disconnecting. Like, she's my daughter. She already had enough of breast milk. So I know that she doesn't need, probably because she didn't have this of with her mom. So I realized that most of those, especially parents who didn't have that access to food, when they become parents, they will say, I will give everything that I didn't have to my kids. And this englobes tons of ideas. And in my parents' case was definitely the nutrition, the food, not having this kind of thing. I'm going to take my kids to a certain place and I will not have enough money to buy what they want. So they made sure that whatever we wanted to go to a party or we went to them to buy groceries, whatever we want in the supermarket, they would give to us, which was something that in their minds was good. But nutritionally speaking, was building a relationship between the kid and the food, and like wasn't something good to do. And this was the way that my parents had to make us happy.
We see this in the clinical environment in hospitals when babies are born. We see that there is actually studies show that babies who are born with underweight, they have a much higher tendency to become obese when adults. Because number one is the genetic factor. Babies who are underweight, they will gain weight much faster than others because the body is trying to compensate their lack of weight. Plus the attitude of the parents, my baby is small, I need to overfeed, and this is what happens. So whether it's genetic or behavioral, this usually causes overweight, obesity. If you, in our case, for example, we were not rich when we grew up and all, but we are very aware that good nutrition is not giving a lot of food, a lot of empty calories. Good nutrition is about the kind of food you eat. You might be eating a lot more calories and not having a good nutrition, as you might be following a weight loss diet. You're restricting calories, but at the same time, you're having all your vitamins, your minerals. So good nutrition doesn't have to do with a lot of food, a lot of empty calories.
Yeah. So I agree 100% what you said, because this about the baby with underweight. My mom had my brother when she was 37 years old, and he was incredibly underweight. He was a premature baby, and right now he really struggles with weight. Between all the siblings, I am the oldest in a 3 siblings house. He is the one who is struggling most with that. So just back into my struggle with weight. This started with my parents for the fact that they wanted to provide us what they didn't have, and the food was the easiest path of doing this. So I grew up with this fact of, okay, like we don't need to sit in the table to talk about our life. Let's just share a meal. And we came from a country where saying no when you go to a family meeting, or you go to a party, or your grandma is visiting you and she's gonna cook for you, saying no for the food, saying no, I know I'm not hungry, it's
kind of offensive.
Oh my God, like, why you're doing this with your grandma? Why you're doing this with your mom? So this is a cultural thing. Eat.
And that helps a lot. We see during pregnancy when moms they go to visit their parents, and they're trying to watch their calories and to eat good, to follow good nutrition, not to gain excessive weight and all. But especially the grandmas, they say, you need to eat for two now, and then a lot of food, a lot of good stuff, a lot of good food, but excess of good food.
Yeah, nowadays this has not been as much present because of all the information that we have available. But yes, I would say that 20, 30 years ago was exactly like that. Now you're eating for two, you have to eat more. You need to be strong because you're going to put out this baby and so on and so forth. But this was the main problem in my household. My parents, they gave everything that we wanted to eat. Sometimes what we wanted to eat is non-nutritional, so it's empty calories, it's some snacks, some candies. So we grew like this. Me, my sister, and my brother, we like whatever we wanted, they would make tons of effort sometimes to give us, to provide us. And instead of sitting with us talking, let's get this idea of family. Not only sit down and eat, let's talk. Like my family, we never talk too much. So we always feel this absence with food. So this was my relationship with food. Every time that I feel anxious,
so if we sit together and we don't have anything to talk about, let's eat.
Yeah, like you see this in restaurant a lot, right? A lot of people just stay there, they stare at each other and eat. They don't say absolutely anything. This is a relationship with the food that I develop. So every time that I was feeling anxious, every time that I had some kind of feeling that I didn't know how to express, I would eat a candy, and was always on sugary things. Like I think the women has this tendency of going on like sugary kind of food. Right?
I saw this with your brother, because when I met Nanda's brother, he was 7.
Around 7 to 8, yeah.
Yes, 7 to 8. So he was a kid. He didn't care about his weight and all, and he started watching his weight and trying to lose weight and to look better, after in his teens, probably by his 13th birthday or 14th, where you want to date, you look into the girls in his case, So when you become a teenager, that start to become a problem. Before you had the overweight and all, as a kid, probably that's a problem because it's harder for you to run, to climb trees and all those things. But when you become a teenager, it's the self-esteem.
Yes.
And how was that for you?
Oh, yeah. For me, it was tough. I always passed through a lot of bullying, especially in high school. I always was the little fatty girl. Like, I don't know how it's here in America, but back in my country, it was tough. It was tough. Days that I didn't want to go to school because I didn't feel well. I knew it that I would suffer. So instead of coming and talk to my parents about it, I was just going to the closest grocery or deli around my house and eating. I would buy like tons of chocolate, any kind of snack, comfort food. Is this what we're talking about? This is the way that I've developed all of this idea of food and all. And the turning point of my life as a teenager, like you said, when I turned 15, 16, I start to see myself, look, I need to do something, So I started going to the gym. A lot of people saying, you need to do this diet. You need to try this diet here. You need to do that. You need to exercise this amount of time. And by the time was fine. I was 15. I had tons of time available. So I tried everything. And I would say that as soon as I started going to the college, when we met, this has changed a little bit.
Just to make a little recap here before we start the second phase, when you met me and I started trying to help you, to give you advice of how to lose weight and all, how to apply that. The point of this episode here is that her story shows that pregnancy weight, most moms who are struggling with the excessive weight after pregnancy, it wasn't because of the pregnancy. Actually, pregnancy made things worse and harder to solve. But it was there already. Because I had, for example, a patient in the past when I was working on a health clinic. She had a regular weight. She was a skinny person, naturally skinny, and she really watched her diet. She was really concerned about her diet. And she got pregnant, and she was afraid to gain excessive weight. That was Leticia. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I started guiding her in her nutrition. So she gained no more than 30 pounds. I don't remember exactly how much was that, but I mean, no more than 30 pounds, which was completely okay, because the amount of weight you can gain during the pregnancy is related to your weight before pregnancy. If you, for example, your BMI shows that you have a proper weight, you can gain more weight than a person with overweight. If you are even underweight, you can gain a lot of weight because you're already underweight, But if you're obese, you really need to watch your weight, because you already have most of the weight you need to produce hormones and everything. So bottom line, but about Leticia, I watched her diet. She gained no more than 30 pounds, and she lost everything in an easy way with my guidance and her, of course, her commitment with the diet in less than maybe 3 months. So she didn't have a problem before. She didn't have a problem to lose the weight after.
So you're just saying exactly the opposite with most of moms right now. Genetic plays a huge role when you are pregnant, okay? Mm-hmm. Because if you were so skinny before you get pregnant, probably you're just going to weigh the baby weight, and it's going to be incredibly easy for you.
Only your belly is going to grow.
So it's going to be super easy for you just to come back to the same weight that you were before, because it's your genetic, like it's in your DNA. You're not supposed to be fat. You're a skinny person. It plays something interesting in the mind of the moms who is like, oh, she has always been overweight. So she sees the other moms only getting the belly, like nothing else. The tights are the same size. The belly, the
body composition was like that before. The
yes.
genetic was like that before. So it's not that she's doing much better than you. Sometimes they are eating even worse than you.
Yeah,
but
yes.
They were in shape before.
Yes. So this happened with me, with my sister. My sister, like we are kids of the same mom and dad, and we have completely different genetics. My sister is the kind of person who eats. She eats more crap than me sometimes. And she doesn't gain weight. And like, we cannot fight against this. You're born with your DNA. You're born to be like a little bit more fatty than your sister. And that's it. It is what it is. And after we met in college, he started to help me on this, trying to understand nutrition, right? Because also something that I forgot to mention before, I am a pharmacist. And during my days on pharmacy school, I could understand how medication to lose weight works. And I particularly tried
that's an important topic.
Yes, I forgot to mention. I tried so many medications to lose weight, but like control medications, not control medications, any kind of supplements that they say that you're gonna, and they are there to help you, but you need to have a proper nutrition. You have to have a proper exercise routine. Otherwise, it's not going to do absolutely anything. You're going to stop taking them, and you're going to gain everything you lost. Plus, sometimes what happens most of the times, you're going to gain even more, right?
Yeah, here's my explanation how weight loss medicine works. It's just like steroids for bodybuilders, for example. They are doing a really good workout, science-based workout. Everything is super well planned. The diet, the nutrition, 200% commitment, and the drugs are going to boost their results. So it's not that any person will take the amount of steroids that a professional bodybuilder is doing, and it will look the same. Because there is a genetic factor, commitment factor, nutrition, diet, and the drugs is going to boost that result. Weight loss medicine is the same thing. If you're following a proper diet, a resistant training plan that you should always be doing, okay, because only cardio is going to make you look flaccid. You're going to lose muscle. You need to lose weight lifting weights, okay? So if you're lifting weights, you're doing resistant training, you're following a diet, and you're taking any kind of weight loss medicine, is going to help you to stick to the diet.
Yeah.
Because you have an eating plan, you know what you have to eat, but you're not able to stick to the diet. So the weight loss medicine is going to help you to stick to that diet, so you will have the result. But the weight loss medicine by itself doesn't do anything.
Yeah, but you have to understand that. I would say that the medication to lose weight, any medication that you are on to lose weight, it's a compensation of sometimes the lack of support you have at home, right?
Yeah, that's an important thing that I wanted to talk about, the lack of support.
How
was that even tell them after I started giving you the right advice? Because before that, you wanted to do it by yourself. You didn't know what to do. After we met, I gave you the advice, nutrition, training, everything, so you had, let's say, everything you needed to lose weight. But was that possible? Living at home and all support and everything else?
I think my parents, they were a little bit of a closed mind regarding nutrition, and they start seeing that I was eating better, they will start eating more vegetables, they will start eating like a little bit more clean. And at the same time, you want everybody in your house to try to follow the same idea, try to be more healthy. So probably this made them, they didn't like, I would say. They thought that you were trying to change me, that you didn't like the way that I was.
In fact, when I met her, I tried not only to help her, but also her brother who was very little. And I was seeing that a lot of excessive weight, and that could become a problem in the future. So I tried to help them all.
Yeah, so I think regarding this part, this special part with my parents, it's a social idea of, okay, you just got here home and you want to try to change everybody. And it didn't sound good to them. So I think the best results that I had regarding weight loss was when we got married and we started living together. That I had 100% of support, because Sander, he was the kind of person like, okay, you cannot eat this certain amount of food for this amount of period, right? So he would do the same. Mm-hmm. So Fernanda only can eat half of a slice of pizza. Okay, I'm gonna just follow you, and we're gonna eat just half a slice.
Just to make that clear, our method is very flexible. It's based on flexible diet. You can eat almost whatever you want as long as you follow the portion. We have a portion counting that she uses, and also my clients. But you have to control your calories.
No, of course.
Okay, because if someone tells you, you can, with this approach here, you can eat as much as you want, whatever you want, and you will lose weight, that's a lie, okay? Calorie control is the number one factor for whatever goal you want. If you want to gain muscle, if you want to keep your weight, you want to lose weight, you need to control your calories, okay? So can you eat pizza and lose weight? Can you eat lasagna and lose weight? Pasta and lose weight? Of course. But you need to control, not like a 5-6 slices of pizza, okay?
No, yeah.
So I will support her with that. I'm not a pizza lover. That's crazy, but I'm not. And so I could stay like for months or years without a slice of pizza if I need. So during the period that she was trying to lose weight, I will not bring home things that, excess of things that I was trying to control. Okay, so let's eat a pizza. I'm gonna bring only 2 slices, 3 slices.
Yeah.
Not a whole pizza.
Yeah.
It's the size of a table.
So yeah, this is also something that we need to clarify over here, that most of people who has the struggles with body weight nowadays, it started when they were a kid. That's it. Period. Okay, it started when they were a kid, because of their family, because of some problem, because of some trauma. It doesn't matter. Sometimes you have the tendency of gaining weight, and if you don't have the proper diet since you were a kid, it's gonna get worse for sure, 100%.
When it comes to the mom, so we could put it this way: it starts when you are a kid or a teenager.
Yeah.
It gets worse when you have a kid, and it's impossible to solve when you don't have the support or you don't have a time-efficient approach, which is what we pray here, which she followed to lose over 84 pounds, training only 20 minutes once or twice a week. That's a time-efficient approach. You could lose weight and turn up with any other approach, but with this one here, you will have the best possible results with the minimum time commitment. So if you started in your childhood, you got pregnant and you don't have the support, that's it. You're not going to lose it, especially if you don't have a time-efficient approach, because as a mom, you don't have time.
That's why we are here today to ask you to start following us. Listen to us. If you feel that that you fit in all of these 3 categories we just said, please, this is the right place for you. Okay?
Because here you're not only going to learn how to lose weight, how to turn up. You will learn how to do it in the most time efficient way, because you don't have time.
Yes.
We don't have time. You don't have time. We're parents. We're recording this podcast here while our baby is taking her nap. So she's about to wake up. That's our life. Okay, yes. So you don't have time. You need a time-efficient approach, which is the 20-minute fit mom. So Follow us on social media. Okay, you will find this video here on the podcast platforms. On YouTube, you can watch, you can just listen. Follow on social media because you will see workout tips, nutrition tips. You will see a lot of things. So it's going to complement what you're listening today here.
And if you have any suggestion, if you want to participate, if you want to send any doubts, how it works, what you guys doing,
DM us. Yes.
Please DM us and whatever. If you want to see any curiosity, Fernando, where are you from? Sandra, where are you from? How old are you? Whatever, just DM us. Thank you for following us. Thank you for listening to this episode and
see you guys next episode.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
Bye.